Hi, I'm Yvonne Prin with Bible 805, and I'm going to be doing something a little bit different as we go through the New Testament. In the past, I just had lessons that covered a broad section of the book or books that we were reading. But what I want to do now is I want to go through very, very briefly each day what you're going to be reading, make a few comments on it, and I hope this will make it more understandable as we go through the New Testament. This first passage, and I just have my Bible right here as I'll go through each of them. This is Matthew 1 and 2. This is our first day's reading. It starts out with the genealogy of Jesus, and this goes back to Jesus as the son of David, the son of Abraham, clearly putting this in the Jewish history and showing how Jesus is the prophesied Messiah that was to come through the line of David. And one of the things that I wanted you to notice in the book of Matthew is how this constantly refers to the Old Testament. Matthew will constantly say, this happened and it was prophesied here, and this is a fulfillment of this is a fulfillment of that. And we see that in this first reading in chapter 1, where he talks about the birth of Jesus, how Joseph found out that Mary was with child and he had not had any relationships with her. The angel said that this was how it was supposed to be, that it was okay, that what is conceived in her is from the Holy Spirit. And then I wanted to emphasize this verse. It's verse 122, where it says, all this took place to fulfill what the Lord had said through the prophet. The virgin will be with a child and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, which means God with us. This is one of the first statements clarifying that Jesus was prophesied way back in the book of Isaiah, a long, long time before it took place. And the wonderful thing about it is the Messiah that had been prophesied through all these years now is coming in human flesh, God with us. And so that's really one of the most important things from your early readings. Then we get a confirmation of who he was by the Magi who come and visit him, the three wise men we know in our story. And then after they left, Jesus and his family escaped to Egypt because Herod was intent on finding him and killing him. They escape from that. Then they come back to Israel a few years later. And because Joseph was afraid to go where they'd lived before, they now settle in Nazareth. And that's where Jesus grows up. And then our next story will take place after he's grown up and he's revealed to the world.